For people who seem to enjoy life, ancient Egyptians were certainly obsessed with death. Even their earlier crafts were made with death in mind. Jars for perfumes, ointments, and the organs of the dead have been made here for thousands of years. Egyptian alabaster is a dense calcium carbonate stone abundant in the region. Here in the cliff sides of Luxor, the craftsmen have perfected the art of alabaster stone crafting. Today, Luxor is the center of the crafts industry in Egypt and boasts of the best quality alabaster. They are made into vases, drinking goblets, and other decorative items. Most of the designs and motifs come from the treasures found in the many tombs in the West Bank. This brings me to the last stop here in the West Bank, the Valley of the Kings. This arid, barren valley is the burial grounds of the great pharaohs and noblemen of Egypt for a period of 500 years. The kings of the New Kingdom decided to no longer pursue monumental building projects and instead built underground burial tombs in this isolated area to prevent looting. It is said that they chose this area because of the natural pyramid called the Horn, which resembles the pyramids of the Old Kingdom.
Well, these are made out of limestone. It's not granite like the statues that we saw in Luxor Temple. And everything is natural. The shapes were formed by flash floods and whatever water that came, and even some wind for the sand.
There are about 63 discovered tombs and chambers in the valley. These hidden tombs are some of the richest sources of ancient Egyptian history. Only a few tombs are open to the public at any given time in order to help preserve them. I entered KV2, the tomb of Ramses IV.
Well, this is the second tomb that was discovered. They label the tomb according to the time they were discovered, so it's not necessarily according to when they were built. Colors are all original. Nothing here was restored.
It is amazing how the color of the walls still glisten in the light.
Wow, this looks interesting. I wish I could read hieroglyphics, huh?
It opens up to Ramses IV's sarcophagus in the middle. The goddess of the sky, Nut, guards over it. The tomb was meant to be much bigger, but construction was cut short because of the king's early demise. The burial chamber is beautifully decorated with various scenes, including some from the Book of the Dead. These are a collection of spells that teach the deceased on how to navigate the afterlife. The next tomb I visited was that of Ramses III, whose mortuary temple I went to earlier.
There's a sharp turn over here because when they were digging, they hit the other tomb. That's why there's a sharp right turn.
This place is huge. I can only imagine how they dug all of this.
This is one of the longest tomb that is open to the public, and the colors are very well preserved, unlike the others. Look at all this. It's amazing how everything was preserved. And these colors were actually out of stones and plants. And how they preserved it is by covering it with egg white. He ruled for 34 years. That's why he was able to build a bigger tomb for himself.
Unfortunately, Ramses III had many enemies and he died by assassination. But by the looks of it, he was able to prepare well for the afterlife. The tomb is vividly decorated with texts from sacred books, as well as the king paying homage to gods. The last tomb I entered is called the Tomb of Two Kings, Ramses V and Ramses VI.
This is supposed to be one of the longest tombs. The first pharaoh passed away early, and the one next to him decided to continue and have both of them at the end. The colors are very vivid and very well preserved.
I stop at the four-pillared hall and admire some of the engravings.
This looks like airplane propellers more than anything.
They say that this tomb differs from the others because its decorations deal more about theology and the origins of the heavens, earth, the sun, and life itself. You only have to look up and see the astronomical illustrations in the ceilings. The long corridor opens up into the burial chamber, where there is a huge broken sarcophagus. Extracts from the sacred books decorate the huge burial chamber. The ceiling is a beautiful painting of black and gold, with the sky goddess swallowing the sun each night and giving birth to it in the morning, ensuring the endless cycle of life. It's a surreal feeling being able to see these ancient underground tombs intended only for the pharaoh. It's ironic how these places of death makes history come alive. Now, I can finally call myself a real tomb raider. My adventures in Luxor have come to an end, and the FAI has prepared a farewell dinner set against the beautifully lit Temple of Luxor. The temple is an even grander sight to behold at night. Seeing all of us here sharing a nice Egyptian meal against this beautiful backdrop makes me realize how this small region in the Nile Delta has captured the imagination of the world. The ancient Egyptians are perhaps the most fascinating civilization on Earth. They gave us agriculture, engineering, and mathematics. And yet, they believe in spells, magic, and the power of the gods. They lived in harmony with nature and made gods out of them. Their kings lived as God on earth and built on such a monumental scale that they would last for eternity. And most importantly, they enjoyed life to the fullest, knowing that death is not the end, but only the beginning.
This has been your captain, Joy Roa. See you in the next Asian Air Safari.